Chavi, wish you a very warm welcome in this video. How is it going on?
It's going super good. Now that winters are over, it's even better. People will be better, more productive now.
Yes.
They work
Yes,
more.
yes, yes. Yes. Yes, very well, very well. Yeah, pleasure to have you. A genius and expert in multiple areas. I can see, and any brand which is successful is because of trust it builds among the audience, and trust is built when you have an effective communication mechanism, and that is exactly what you are helping brands with, right?
True that. I think trust is
Yes.
built on a lot of factors.
Yes.
Communication is
Yes.
one of the prime factor that is essential when it comes to trust or building relationships.
Right, right. So first of all, I want to appreciate the work that you're doing for other brands. So it is a very responsible job, right? Yeah. And now, Chavi, when I was in my college, I don't remember a single lecture which has taught me how to introduce myself, which has taught me how to present better, how to speak better, and the things that I just said decides over 90% of your career success, and those are missing from our education system. At least I feel that way. All right, do you agree with that? Do you think there is a
Not necessarily. I
hmm,
don't think there's any one particular responsible for how uh, achieve things.
huh?
Communication is definitely very important, and
Yeah.
saying that it was not taught in the initial days of schooling, uh, I wouldn't really agree that it was never taught. It was always part of the culture that we were in. There were like certain perceptions to communication. There still are certain perceptions to communication, and which is why when you propose that you want to have have a podcast on communication, I said let's just break the myths that we have on communication,
Yeah,
because
exact.
what that is the major hindrance. The
Yes.
communication was
Yes.
always in our access. We always
Yes.
had that
Yes.
greater communication skills. The only thing we had certain pedestal set that this is what the ideal communication should look like, and which is
Right.
why we never really tried to learn from the communication that was available in our surrounding. We never grasped those techniques. We never gave due importance to that sort of communication, and we always chased the ideal set of communication, which is what I think
Right.
is a major
Right.
problem.
Right, right, right. Exactly, exactly. When it comes to improving your speaking skills, it's really important what your mindset is. You can have all these skills and techniques on your plate, but if you don't have the right mindset, you can't access any of them. So I think the first step of mindset building is to eradicate the limiting beliefs. Yeah, and that is exactly what we are focusing, today, Chavi. So my objective today is to focus specifically on some common myths which are revolving around public speaking and communication. So there are some limiting beliefs that people are carrying, which is not allowing them to grow. So I have a list of 8 myths on public speaking and communication. So I'll tell it to you one by one, and I want you to help us break it and give us the right perspective. Does that sound good?
That sounds very good. I'm looking
Perfect.
forward to.
ठीक है, perfect, perfect. Now, the whole purpose of communication that I believe, Shavi, is to connect with the other person and share a message. And then the language is just a tool to communicate that message. And most people think that English is equal to good communication skills, right? So it's a barrier. Like I agree that English is really important. Like you go any part of the world, you need to have this skill to communicate with other person, but most people like equate English is equal to great communication skills. So I want you to help us give the right perspective here.
So, just to start with the start, as you said that, you think that communication is to connect with the other person, right?
Yeah.
That I think is the biggest myth about communication. It has got
Oh.
nothing to connect with other person. Communication, if I ask you that, use one word for communication, what do you think you would use? What is the one word that is, you think it's the closest to communication?
To share, to give.
Share to give. I think the most appropriate to share to give what? Again, let's break it down.
To share, to give the knowledge that you have, or
Knowledge, just the knowledge, just the skills.
value, value that you can provide to other person.
Yes, we have. We have. there to give, and then we have knowledge, we have values, we have skills, so many words, right? Again, if you keep listing,
Yeah.
you'll have again a long list. I'm just asking
Huh.
one word. If you have to break down communication to just one word, what it would be?
The root word, which like communication is derived from the root word that is commune, which is to share. What else?
I'll do it. So I think easiest, and if you crack this one thing,
Hmm.
your communication journey is 60% solved already.
Oh.
It is merely to express. Irrespective of
Oh.
what you're expressing, irrespective
Hmm.
of what language you're using to express, irrespective of how good your vocab is, irrespective of how good your presentation is, what you're wearing, how you speak, what tone do you use, how do you
Right.
use your facial expressions to it, what your body language is, every single thing is secondary. The
Hmm.
prime motive of communication is to express. Now you don't need the
Hmm.
other person also to express. There are times when you say, you do self-talk, you do prep talk. That is also communication. But that is
Yes.
not a second party involved, right? There's
Yeah.
communication happening, but no second party. So it has got
Hmm.
nothing to do with the other person. It is purely
Hmm.
about you expressing whatever is in your head. So if you break
Right.
it down just to express, your journey is, the battle is half won already. You know what communication is. Now
Right.
you need to see how that expression comes out. Now you need to work how that expression, comes in the raw form or comes in the final form, or how do you polish that expression. That is, the rest of the battle.
Right, right, right. Very interesting. Yes.
Your
Hmm.
question that how essential English is, or whether English is equivalent to good communication. Not at all. We just learned that communication is purely about expressing your
Expression.
thoughts. That is it. So whatever
Okay.
language you want to excel in, that is secondary. You see this
Right.
as, you have a product and you have packaging. The better the packaging, the better, the sales are for the first
Yes.
time, right? That is what we have learned in marketing. But the same thing goes for communication. The product is your expression. And just everything that we learn, the vocab, the tonality, the pitch, the presentation, everything is packaging.
Hmm.
Packaging is
Right.
very secondary. You need to work on the product first. The
Hmm.
greater value your product has, the more easy it is to, tell your story, or to do whatever you want to achieve with that communication.
Right, 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 right. Like very interesting like point. You said that self-reflection that we do, that is also communication. We communicate, things to ourselves. We motivate ourselves. That is also a communication. It doesn't necessary that should be a second person.
Great.
It's
Great.
not
Great.
all.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
Right, right, right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And for students, who are in their undergrad, who are in their masters, English is a necessary skill, today. Right, right. So, Chavi, can you give us like 2 to 3 tips that what like students can, follow to improve their speaking skills? Can you give some advices on?
Like, the best way to improve your speaking skills is you speak.
Speak.
You start speaking English. And that is the most common advice that, you'll find. Everybody will tell you, if you want to do
Huh.
something, start doing it.
Huh.
There's no right time, there's no right method, there's no right process, nothing like that. Start
Right.
doing it, learn
Right.
with your mistakes, and,
Hmm.
move forward. As long
Right.
as there is fear of, doing something, as long as you continue to fear that, only when I learn the right grammar now, I'll start speaking English. Only when I learn the right diction now, I'll start speaking English. Only when I learn how to, emote when I'm speaking, then I'll learn to speak English, or then I'll start speaking in English. I don't want
Hmm.
to say something and then start laughing. So there are a lot of fears that people have when it comes to, a language that is foreign to them. Not just English. Even if, I learn a different language today, I learn French, I'll have fear speaking French among the people who speak French, right? So that is a very human nature to fear something, because we don't want to be laughed at. But that is the
Yeah.
only battle you need to fight if you want to excel at something. Unless you don't try, there is no way you'll know whether you're good or not. So if
Right.
you want to
Right. Right.
excel,
Right.
start doing it.
Right.
Right, right, right. Perfection is a myth.
Perfection is not really a myth, but it is, I think, what I think is like, you need to understand why you're chasing perfection. Even if you
Hmm.
are chasing perfection, you need to understand why you're chasing perfection. If you have the answers to that, this is why I want to chase perfection, it's no longer a myth. Because now you can
Right.
see it clearly, right? Myth is
Right.
something we cannot.
Hmm. Yes.
Perfection is very subjective. What is perfect to you may not be perfect for me. What is perfect for me may not be perfect for you, right? So it is
Right.
not a myth, really. But we are given a notion that it is a myth. So we
Myth.
all believe that maybe it is a
Hmm.
myth. It's
Right.
not a myth. It's only that you lack the clarity to see it. You lack the vision to see it. If you develop a vision to see it, it is no longer a myth. You have achieved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, let's move on to the second myth that we have. We see these great public speakers, like all-time best presenters, like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and people think that they have some inbuilt abilities, inborn, skills. And so most people think that great speakers are in like they have this inborn ability. So, what are your opinions on this? Is it inborn or people can develop the skills?
See, you, I, and every other person on this earth is talking. That means you know how to communicate,
Yes.
right? We are talking. We just don't know how to do it on a better stage. People fear things. Again, the problem is that only that we are given. So it is more like before we could start, we were given a rule book that this is what the ideal set of things are, and we all want to fit in that box. People think that they speak in a certain way because they just have this ability, they're inborn to do it. Watch their older interviews first. Elon Musk, watch the first interview that Elon Musk ever gave and see the transition, what happened after he has achieved a lot of things, right? Communication, people say that it is about confidence. Indeed, it is about confidence, but where does the confidence comes from? Confidence comes from when you realize what your self-worth is, right?
Hmm.
When you achieved certain things, you speak very confidently. When you achieve certain targets, certain goals, you're confident to speak about it. So it is
Right.
not an inborn ability. That is again a myth. That is again, a hurdle that is stopping us from achieving great communication.
Right.
So every time, I have a professional coming in, we never work on, the philosophies. We never work on technicals. We never work on techniques to get better communication. We do a backward engineering. Tell me what is stopping you from communication. So this is one of the fear that, they see the most, what you just said. They see perfection is a myth, one. Then they see what is very perfect for them, right? Right on the step one, you are aiming for the step 100. You cannot take that bigger leap right, like overnight, it is not possible, right? You'll
Right.
have to take smaller steps and you'll have to achieve smaller goals first.
Right.
So
Right.
that is not at all like, I have seen people who used to, struggle to form two sentences. And then by the end of sessions, they are very, very fluent with, how they're expressing themselves.
Hmm.
So it has got nothing with an inborn ability. As far as communication is concerned, it is there like you, me, and every other person on this earth is communicating. How finesse is there in their communication, that is something that comes over practice, right?
Hmm.
Even
Right.
the leaders that you just spoke of, their very first interview, their first media interaction wouldn't have been as perfect as their, very recent interviews or recent media interactions are. They also
Yes.
learn things over time. They also polish their skills over
Right.
time.
Right. So I think it's all about putting in the repetitions and putting yourself in that situation, like more and more, that it becomes second nature to you.
I think it is more about being present.
Being
As long
present.
as you're present in the moment, you're open to everything that is happening around.
Right.
If you're not present in the moment, you're thinking like I'm talking to you and I'm thinking of the next meeting that I have, I may not be able to communicate better with you.
Hmm.
I may
Yes.
not be able to come up with, the right anecdotes to share with you
Hmm.
because I'm
Right.
constantly thinking about something else as well.
Right. 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 Right.
Right. Chavi, the next myth that we have is introverts are shy. Like introverts cannot, be great speakers. Introverts are shy and they are afraid of public speaking.
Which is why they're called introverts, is also a thing, right? A very general perception to introverts is people who are hesitant in speaking with, in socializing or speaking with a lot of people or giving public appearances, they are introverts. Is that the right definition of introvert?
No, I don't think.
That pretty much answers the question,
Hmm. Right.
right? We don't know who introvert is, and then we are creating a myth about introvert. That's
Right.
such an injustice we are doing to the introverts.
Right.
Right. Chavi, what according to you is an introvert?
I think that, an introvert is just somebody who is not a person who would love to socialize. Got nothing to do with communication, right? Communication and socializing are two different things. Whether
Right.
I'm comfortable talking to a stranger, different thing. Whether do I want to be part of every other event that's happening in the city, a totally different thing, right? I can be very comfortable talking to 100 of people and come back in my home and feel very happy in that one room reading the book that I have. Introverts are the people who choose or who find peace and happiness in solace, right? They love to spend their time with their people, not with
Right.
hundreds of people. As an extrovert, you might just enjoy being part of those events, being part of those parties. You are a person who loves to be around people. Introvert is simply a person who does not want to be constantly around people. Right?
Right.
Now, that is a very basic definition. And because people just want to connect things, they want to create greater associations, so they're just not great communicators because they are not talking to a lot of people. It's not like that. You might just find introverts having really good conversations with people. And there are
Right.
lots of studies who say where, the conclusion was that introverts are far better speaker than extroverts. They
Yeah.
have more things to share because they're constantly, reading, they're constantly listening to other people. So they have more
Right.
insights to give.
Right. Exactly. And that breaks the next myth, which is only extroverts can be good at communication. So this suddenly breaks the myth.
See, if you see, there is a pattern to everything that we just discussed. There are perception to everything that we have. For communication, we had a perception that it is between two people or more than two people, right? Which is not necessary. We broke that first. For the next one, we had a perception that English is an essential tool, or English is very quintessential for communication. Not at all required.
Right.
Definition of introvert. We had been, associating introverts with a lot of other things also, which is not necessarily the case. If you see the things for what they are and not what you think they should be, you'll have a much clearer vision to it. Same goes with extroverts. Extroverts are just the people who love to be around people. They may not be excellent with communication. They are just good with hi, hello, what are you doing, what's up next, play the song, let's dance in this party, that is it. And if you sit down to talk to them, they might just not have enough things to talk. And it might just bore them. If you talk them for more than 15 minutes, they're like, okay, can we just, stop talking now? That can be a
Right.
scenario.
Right. This had happened with me a lot of time. Yes. Right. Perfect. Let's move on to the next myth, which we discussed about, perfection. The myth is you need to be a perfect on to speak on stage.
A perfect for what?
Yeah, perfect with body language, perfect with your voice, perfect with your vocabulary.
See, I'll tell you this thing. A lot of the Bollywood movies that we watch, because we are Indians, we've grown up watching Bollywood, right? So, in that, and I'm not talking about the movies that are made in recent days, but the time when there were middle class hero रहता था जब those that is where I'm talking about, where the hero is very middle class, he's struggling and everything. Now all the monologues that they have in that particular movie, what are you seeing there? He's a very poor looking man, he's crying, and he's having a very normal vocabulary in the entire monologue. There are no new words used, it's very very day-to-day language. right? In a very normal way, he's saying, but you remember those monologues.
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
And many a times the actor is not even very good, but still you remember because you connect to it.
Connect with it. We feel it.
Right.
Hmm.
So as long as it is something very, conveyed with clarity, you'll remember it. You don't have to be perfect. I think you have to be very clear about what you want to say. As long as you're
Hmm.
clear, it is communicated with effectiveness.
Right, right, right. So that breaks the next myth, which is communication is all about speaking a lot of words. It is not. I think it is about the thing that you just said. It is about connecting.
You.
Clarity.
Huh.
It's not again about connecting because,
Huh.
see, I'll tell you this thing that your hand can only hold at max 8 candies. Let's say. Okay, now you try to hold 10 candies. What will happen? Two will fall, right? Same goes with your brain. It can only hold certain thoughts when you're communicating. Now, when
Hmm.
you forces your brain to, focus on clarity, focus on pronunciation, focus on vocabulary, focus on expression, focus on what your hands are doing when you're talking, focus on how you're looking when you're talking, focus on where you're looking when you're talking, like your eye movement, focus on your hairs, focus on your this and that and everything else. The communication is lost in the process because your attention is diverted to everything from your head to your toe, right?
Right.
You're constantly thinking about what the other person might be thinking, whether he must be judging me right, whether he must be understanding what I'm saying or not. So you're thinking about a lot of things. All the candies will fall. You'll not
Hmm.
be able to hold those 8 candies also that you were able to hold, initially,
Right.
because you
Right. Right.
tried to hold more than 8 candies. That's
Hmm.
what I say, that as long as you can focus on clarity, focus on that. Once you have
Hmm.
achieved the clarity of thoughts, then you work on the packaging part. Once you have achieved, you have cracked the product, which is expression, then you work on the packaging, which is body language, which is vocabulary, which is tonality, which is pitch, which is a lot of other things when it comes to, how are you present on a stage.
Right.
So
Right.
first crack how to have clear thoughts, how to have clear expression of thoughts.
Hmm.
Hmm. Right, right, right. And you said that you need to like focus on very specific things, like one thing at a time. So, Chavi, do you think that when we get on stage, we get nervous because we think about ourselves, like how do I look? What if I mess up? What if I misspeak?
So
Totally,
that's
totally.
why.
That's why nervousness, like gets up.
Right. How else do you think it would come? What else, can be a reason that makes you feel nervous all of a sudden? Nothing. You're constantly worried about a lot of things that might just happen. They have not happened.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
has happened.
Nothing has
You
happened.
are imagining 100 situations that might happen.
Right.
Nothing has happened.
Yes.
Yes. And even if a mistake happens, I think people don't remember it for a very long time. People will forget it.
Essential for you that what people remembers or not, that is first question.
Hmm. Yes.
Because that is where, the pressure is getting built.
Getting built. Yeah.
Right?
What people think about me.
Right. That is the pressure. Trust me that most of the people who think that what people will think about me don't really care
Don't really
about,
care.
what people think about them.
Yes.
once, once the certain XYZ person has come and said that this is how I think about you, or this is how I perceive about you, or these are the things I really like about you, or these are the things I don't like about you, it's hardly there in the mind for a day or two, and the person gets over it and gets back to the
Yes.
root,
Yes.
right? But unless and until that confession has happened, the person has come and said all these things. The person is carrying that extra burden with them. That what will this person think about me if I say this thing? There's a constant pressure every time the person communicates to this XYZ person.
Right. Right.
And Chavi, what do you think are the pillars of confidence? Like, where do you generate confidence from within yourself?
I don't think you can generate confidence, using some techniques. It is more about self awareness. The more you're aware about who you are and not what you think you are, there's a difference between, who you are and what you think you are and how you want to be seen. So there are three things we are constantly fighting with. One is who we actually are. Second is who we want to be. or how we want to be seen. And third is what think we are.
Okay.
Now, because we think that we are, like suppose we think we are B personality, right? And in reality, we are just A personality, personality A. But we want to be seen as a C personality.
Hmm.
Now we are constantly juggling, 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 juggling. And what is
Right.
happening in this juggle is somewhere personality A is getting missed.
Hmm.
That is getting buried deep down.
Right.
Now the problem is if I don't have something, I can pretend it only to a certain extent. Once that saturation point comes, where I cannot pretend any further, I'll be lost. Because now I don't have access to what I already had. That is buried deep in the pyramids of pretense. That is buried deep. I don't know where to head to, and now there is a very wide gap between the personality C, that is what I wanted to be always. The gap has widened.
Right.
So this is where the entire hustle is. So if you really want to have confidence, you need to know who you are. You need to find your personality A first. Once you have
Right.
cracked that, you have all the confidence you need.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
pretty much like, if a lazy person admits that I am lazy, they're no more hiding about it. They're no more, finding excuses to it. They've just admitted it. It's pretty much like you've accepted that this is your fault. Now you can move on from this.
Hmm.
To change anything, you need to accept that it exists. Unless you don't accept, you cannot change it.
Right.
So to have confidence, it is very essentially accept who you are to its trueness, to its totality. Once you have accepted this, here is how the working starts. Now I know, okay, okay, my communication is maybe not as good as I wanted it to be. I've identified it. Now I'm working towards it. Unless I live in this myth that my communication is good enough, I can talk to people, I can talk to my manager, I can talk to for professors, I can talk to my friends, I can give advices to my friends, I can listen to them, I can understand them. As long as you live in those bubbles, you'll never have a greater communication because that urge is not there. You don't find the urge to communicate better. You don't find the urge to work on it. You'll never work on it. And living in that bubble for long enough, the gap will widen because you have been in this myth for too long to you. Just accept what the truth is. Because there also comes a age. Once you have lived with certain belief for years, you, even if you know this is not true, you don't want to admit that this is not true.
Yeah.
You'll be like, no, this
This
is the
happens.
only truth that I want to believe in. A part of you would always want to, hang on to that belief.
Right. 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 Right.
Right, right. And Chavi, you talked about personality. How do you define personality? What, according to you, is a personality?
Personality is who you are.
Okay.
See, I'll always say that, if you want to define anything, don't box it.
Huh.
Just don't box it, don't label it, see it for what it is. When you don't have that chase to label things, when you don't have that urgency to box things, to just categorize, quickly categorize, what is this, this is introvert, this is ambivert, this is extrovert, quickly categorize, jaldi jaldi karo and just move forward. When you don't have urge, you're ready
It's a
to
big
listen to the,
blunder.
sorry.
Right.
Right. This is a big blunder that most people make.
Right. When you're not labeling, you are ready to listen. You're open to the perception, you're open to the opinions, you're open to whatever thoughts they have. You're open to see their 360 personality rather than just labeling them with the 10 traits that you just noticed. Also, as a person, you are constantly evolving. You're not the same person you were last year. You're a
Yeah.
different person. So why label yourself as one?
Hmm.
Why categorize yourself as one?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think if you
True.
want to define anything, see what is present in front of you.
Right. 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 Right.
Right. Perfect. We covered a lot. This was a really deep session. Uh, like personally, I learned a lot of things. I was believing something like few things, and today I gathered few lessons from you. So really appreciate your knowledge, Chavi.
Happy
So,
to share.
yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So, guys, if you are starting to improve your speaking skills, make sure you do not follow these 8 myths. Make sure you try to get rid of them as soon as possible. Right? Okay. So, thank you, Chavi, for spending your time with all of us.
Was a great
It
Thank you
was a
so much
conversation.
for
great
having me.
conversation.
Thank you so much for having me, Anne, and thank you so much for coming up with these 8 minutes so we can
Yes.
could talk about it.
Sure, sure, sure. Perfect. And let's meet in the next session.
Sure, looking forward to it.